Welcome to today's Tea Time audio story. It's time to slow down, take a deep breath, and enjoy a moment just for you. As you sip your favorite tea, let your mind drift into the world of stories, where imagination comes alive and anything is possible. Listening to audio stories isn't just entertaining, it's also a wonderful way to relax, spark creativity, and improve your English in a natural and enjoyable way. Stories have the power to transport us to far-off places, introduce us to new characters, and remind us of life's little lessons. So whether you're here to unwind, learn something new, or simply enjoy a quiet escape, this is your time. Get comfortable, let your worries melt away, and allow today's story to take you on a journey. Let the magic begin. The days following their moonlit walk carried an air of something unspoken between Elise and Adrian. There was no outright acknowledgement of the shift, no grand gestures or confessions. Yet, something had undeniably changed. Their conversations were a little longer, their silences more comfortable, and their exchanges held a certain familiarity that neither dared to name. Adrian had officially become a fixture in Le Petit Délice. What had started as casual visits had become routine, and though he still pretended that he was only there for the coffee, Elise knew better. "You're hovering again," she teased one morning as she rolled out dough for a fresh batch of tarts. Adrian, leaning against the counter with his usual coffee in hand, smirked. "Observing." She glanced at him. "And what exactly are you observing?" "The questionable technique you're using," he said smoothly. Elise gasped in mock offense. "Questionable? Monsieur Laurent, I have been baking since I was a child. I think I know what I'm doing." He took a slow sip of his coffee. "I'm just saying, last time you criticized my technique, you insisted precision was key." She narrowed her eyes playfully. "Fine, Monsieur Expert. If you think you can do better, by all means, take over." Without hesitation, Adrian set his cup down and rolled up his sleeves. "All right. Teach me." Elise blinked. She had expected him to laugh off the challenge, not actually accept it. "You're serious?" He smirked. "You're the one who keeps saying I need to slow down. So, here I am. Slowing down." She studied him for a moment before stepping aside. "All right. Let's see what you've got." The next hour was filled with laughter and flour, mostly the latter on Adrian's shirt. Despite his earlier confidence, he struggled through the process, his hands clumsy as he tried to shape the dough into something respectable. Elise guided him patiently, resisting the urge to take over. "Gentle," she instructed. "You're handling it like you're closing a business deal." Adrian shot her a look. "I am a businessman." "Yes, and it shows." She placed her hands over his, adjusting his grip. "You need to feel the dough, not dominate it." He exhaled, focusing on her hands as they moved over his, slowing down his motions. For a moment, the playful banter faded, leaving only the quiet closeness between them. Elise swallowed, suddenly aware of the warmth radiating from him. Then, as if sensing the moment growing too heavy, Adrian cleared his throat and stepped back. "So, am I hired?" Elise smirked, grateful for the return of their usual teasing. "I'd have to cut your salary." "Tragic," he mused. "I guess I'll stick to my day job." As the afternoon sun slanted through the bakery windows, Elise found herself watching Adrian more closely. It wasn't just that he had become comfortable here, it was that he seemed happy. Relaxed in a way she doubted he often allowed himself to be. "You know," she said, leaning against the counter, "I never thought I'd see you covered in flour." Adrian wiped a streak of it off his sleeve with a resigned sigh. Neither did I. She chuckled. And yet, here we are. His gaze softened. Here we are. There was something in his voice that made her heart do an unfamiliar flip. But before she could linger on it, the bell above the bakery door chimed, breaking the moment. A familiar voice called out, "Elise, there you are." She turned to see Camille, her best friend, stepping inside with a bright grin. Camille's gaze quickly flicked between Elise and Adrian, eyebrows raising in curiosity. "And who's this?" Before Elise could respond, Adrian extended his hand. "Adrian Laurent." Camille's lips twitched. "Ah, the Adrian Laurent." Elise groaned. "Camille." Camille ignored her, shaking Adrian's hand. "I've heard about you." Adrian cast a glance at Elise. "Have you now?" Elise shot Camille a look that promised retribution, but Camille only grinned. "Oh, don't worry. Only good things. Mostly." Adrian smirked. "Well, I'd hate to disappoint." Camille tilted her head, studying him. "You're not what I expected." Elise huffed. "Okay, that's enough interrogation. Camille, what do you want?" Camille laughed, raising her hands in surrender. Fine. I just came to see if you wanted to grab dinner tonight." Elise hesitated, glancing at Adrian. Camille caught the look and smirked. "Or, unless you already have plans?" Adrian chuckled. "I should probably let Elise recover from my tragic attempt at baking." Elise rolled her eyes. "You weren't that bad." Camille's grin widened. "Well, that's high praise." Adrian shot Elise a look. "I'll take what I can get." Elise shook her head, amused. "All right, fine. Dinner sounds good." Camille clapped her hands. "Perfect. I'll meet you at La Petite Table at 7. She cast one last glance at Adrian before exiting, and Elise groaned. "I can feel her teasing me from a distance." Adrian smirked. "She seems protective." "She is," Elise admitted. "Like an annoying older sister." He nodded. "That's good. You should have people like that." She studied him for a moment. "Do you?" Adrian's expression flickered, something unreadable passing through his eyes. "Not really." Elise frowned. "No close friends?" He hesitated before shrugging. "I have business acquaintances. Colleagues. But no one you just spend time with." He smirked, but there was something almost sad about it. "Until recently? No." Elise felt a strange pang in her chest. She had always assumed a man like Adrian, successful, well-connected, would be surrounded by people. But now she realized that didn't mean he wasn't alone. "Well," she said after a beat, offering a small smile, "you have a friend now." Adrian looked at her, something soft and unreadable in his gaze. Then he nodded, his smirk returning. "Does this mean I get a discount on coffee?" She laughed. "Absolutely not." He sighed dramatically. "Friendship is overrated." She shook her head, chuckling. But as Adrian grabbed his coat and prepared to leave, she couldn't shake the feeling that something between them had shifted once again. They had started as strangers, then reluctant acquaintances. Now they were something else entirely. Thank you for joining today's Tea Time story. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the world of imagination and storytelling. Whether it made you smile, sparked a new thought, or simply gave you a moment to relax, we're grateful to have shared this time with you. Thank you for listening and being part of our story time. Keep dreaming, keep imagining, and we'll see you again for another magical tale soon. Until next time, take care and happy listening.